Welcome to Fayetteville Public Library. We were inspired by the YouTube show Hot Ones by First We Feast to interview library staff members as they eat increasingly spicy hot wings.
Woo! Ooh, yeah. Yes, this is a hot one.
Join Joel the librarian outside our teaching kitchen, where Chef Matt has prepared delicious and spicy chicken wings, perfect for a sizzling interview. This is Just Wingin' It.
Hey, my name's Sam Palmer. I'm with the Fayetteville Public Library. I work in the facilities department.
Well, thank you for joining me. You have a couple different mild sauces. These are hot sauces, but they're kind of on the lower end. The first one you have is ancho and morita. What do you do here at the library, specifically in facilities? What does that mean?
So what I do in facilities is I manage essentially the operations of the building, not necessarily checking out books at all. My job mainly deals with the functionality of the building and the traffic flow of people and security and those kinds of things.
I have not tried this one, so you'll have to tell me how it tastes.
All right, I'm going to dig right in.
And you don't have to clean it unless you want to. That's up to you.
It's actually good flavor.
Yes, a lot of these are super flavorful. I've tried a bunch of these.
Do I have to wipe my hands or kind
you
of?
You don't have to. Hey, it's up to you.
It's a great flavor.
So your next one is Nugget honey. This is going to be a little spicier, but stickier, and this is a honey-based hot sauce. What is the biggest challenge with the expansion? You know, you've been integral in like moving the rest of the departments over and kind of overseeing the onboarding process. So what does that look like, and what has been the single biggest thing that you've had to kind of overcome with that?
So I think the biggest hurdle that we've had to overcome in the expansion was the merging of two buildings. And they're quite different, but they're very much the same. So the things that are similar is it's a building and it's a library, and we check out books out of that facility. The thing that's much, much different is how the building is programmed. So this is much more an event style side of the building. There's a lot of traffic flow. Something you're probably pretty familiar with is we went from a single entryway into the building to 7, sometimes even 9 entries into the building. From my end, the challenge becomes security when you have so many openings and so many entryways and exits. And then the other part of programming the building has to do with event style stuff, larger crowds. The largest crowd we could have accommodated in a room before was about 250. And now the largest crowd we can accommodate is about 1,000.
How's that treating you?
I think I like the first one better, but that honey is good.
Good.
It's a really good flavor.
Well, your next one is jalapeno, tequila, and lime. So it's going to be a completely different kind of shift in flavor as well. So we've done a huge change just now, and not just with the expansion, but we've added a new computer system, all these different things. So now as we're trying to kind of get used to these new changes, gonna be time for another one. So if you had unlimited budget, no real restrictions, what would you add to the library?
Wow. It's a really good question. In a way, I kind of feel like we got everything we wanted in this expansion. There are just so many things that were just perfect. I would probably really like to add a bit more sustainable items like solar panels. This would lower our electricity bill quite a bit more. We are still planning on that, but budget-wise, it was just a little higher than what we could afford at the time. I think that I don't know. There's just so many things that are just right in this building. The flow of people through the building was a challenge for us. It's a long building now. And so the distance from, say, the front doors up on Mountain Street all the way to the south part of the library, it's a long walk.
It is.
So if I had unlimited money and could do anything I wanted, I think I would have built up instead of built out.
Right.
And that would have made it a bit smaller of a building. We'd have more floors, it would have gone up higher, but it would have been a shorter distance for people to get to where they wanted to go.
Sure. This is also a really good opportunity though to maybe introduce or remind patrons that we do have a new parking lot to the south of our building, and that would utilize our School Street entrance. But you know, we're all still getting used to that. I know I don't immediately think to park there when I come to the library, so we're getting there. How's that treating you?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm not.
The heat's not really coming
Not
in.
hitting me yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come back and do the extra hot version.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this was delicious.
Thank you very much for your time.
It was a good time.
Jonathan, Manager Building Services. I supervise landscape, housekeeping, and maintenance team.
All right. Thanks for joining me, Jonathan.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start you off with a red habanero and black coffee hot sauce. So you're our building supervisor, is that right?
That's correct.
So if you could give us a brief description of what all that entails while you're feasting, so patrons know kind of what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Sure. Yeah, so each day is a little different in building services. It can include anything from repairing lights, checking parking garage, doing landscape, cleaning the building on a day-to-day basis. We also do events, set up and tear down. So we set the room before, and we'll go in after the fact once the event's completed, and clean the room and then reset for the next. So support to patrons that way.
Have you noticed, so with COVID, we kind of dialed back a lot of our events.
Sure.
Do you feel that we're back up to normal, or are we still operating underneath what the Fayetteville Public Library used to do as far as event numbers?
I think we're starting to ramp up with the vaccines and people becoming more comfortable. We definitely are increasing, but I don't think we're back to where we anticipated we should be pre-COVID.
So how did that taste for you?
It's good. You can definitely taste the different pepper. It's good. It's got some heat, but definitely
Flavorful?
enjoyable. Yeah, good flavor.
Your next one is kind of an Indian spicy wing. It's a tiki hot masala, and you're talking about every day is a different kind of thing for your department. Are you surprised with the amount of exercise that you get at this job?
You know, we joke about that in facilities about how many steps we take on a day-to-day basis, and especially now the building being spread north to south now and 4 floors. I don't know that we've done an actual competition just yet, but we jokingly say if we don't complete at least 10 to 12,000 steps a day, we have not been effective in moving about our job.
You've been sitting in meetings all day.
A meeting, that is definitely a meeting day if it's less than 10,000 for sure, yeah.
Well, how's that treating you?
That is definitely kicked up the heat.
Okay.
There's no doubt that you stepped into a different level.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one more bite though, Joel. It's good.
Good. So your last sauce is a horseradish base. This is the Headless horseradish sauce, and it does have ghost pepper in it. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is, since you do have kind of a different role here at a public library, what is the most satisfying part for you working at the library?
I think the most satisfying part is knowing that from my role behind the scenes, I support all the programming, plans, support to all the different departments to make the library function. Anything from comfort to lighting to support for tables and chairs, just all the different things that most people expect in a building. Don't take the time to truly pay attention to that work actually happening. So supporting staff that actually do those roles is very important, but then seeing that anywhere from the kids to the parents that come in, crawling on floors, you know, the project we had of hanging the helicopters and stuff in the preschool area, and seeing the excitement of the kids in different age groups from the projects we've worked on, all the way down to the landscape, you know, comments like that.
Sure.
So,
Well, cool. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope it's been enjoyable.
it has been hot, Joel. You put me on the hot seat here.
That's right. Very good.
My name is Matt Eiler. I am the manager of food services at the Fayetteville Public Library. I'm in charge of the deli and catering events, pretty much. Hopefully here soon, some community classes and lots of cooking and learning.
Well, thank you for joining me. We're going to be
thing.
having some really hot wings.
Yes.
Yep, that's going to be our first one. This is Love Burns. So as our kitchen manager, what does your day-to-day look like? How much actual cooking do you get to do?
Here recently, not as much as I would like. We just got our POS system, which means we can actually start selling stuff.
Right. POS is point of sale, by the way.
Point of sales, yes. But we have been doing a few in-house caterings. We cooked for the Tulsa Chamber of Commerce. That was 100. So that was kind of fun. Right now it's been a lot of menu prep, getting everything ready to sell, finalizing some of our catering menus, and getting a Christmas menu together.
And how do you like that first one?
Flavor.
Okay, good.
Good flavor, pretty darn spicy.
Yep. Your next one's actually going to be the Bomb Evolution, so this one's going to be pretty darn hot. You can offer a unique perspective with spicy food. What works with combating spice, and how does that actually, what does milk do when you're trying to relieve the pain?
So the fat in the milk will attract to the capsaicin molecules and pretty much just surround it, and you can swallow those on down. It doesn't necessarily get rid of the heat. It kind of masks it a little bit, but it does definitely help get rid of some.
And then like chocolate, I know you've had like lemon, like kind of the same thing.
No, the lemon's a lot different. Sugars and fats will kind of surround it and let you swallow it down. The lemons actually trick your tongue and change the pH. And so it tricks you into thinking that it's not that spicy, but it's still just as spicy.
It is.
Yep.
Okay, so this one is gonna keep going up. This one is Scorpion Disco is what this one's called. So, as a chef, you work with a lot of different spices. For hotter food, what are your like top spices to work with?
Working with the public, not knowing everybody's heat level,
Sure.
I really don't go past like red chili flakes. A little bit of, okay, I lied, cayenne, but very light on that. You never really want to go past jalapeno, habanero, unless it's a specialty dish that you know you can make not that spicy. Because this isn't fun. Spicy can be, but not that spicy.
We're pretty high on the scale. You're handling it well, though.
Oh, eyes are starting to water.
So you're on your very last hot sauce. This is the Last Tab Apollo.
So you can get some of that out of there. Okay.
Ask you the last question. Very adventurous bite.
Good flavor to start.
So your position, kitchen manager, is new to the library. We've never had like an in-house deli before. So it's all new anyway. However, moving forward into the future, we're just about to get things kicked off. Where do you see the deli and teaching kitchen going in the future for the library?
I don't think we can see an end of what we can do. We haven't even begun to do any of the classes or any events or any of just the little, when any other person in the library is doing an event, we could have little tasting things going around. We haven't even begun. So there is, right now it is limitless. Hopefully we'll be, oh goodness, hopefully the deli will just keep us busy from open to close, sure. And we'll be feeding 100+ people with meetings and whatnot throughout the week, and it'll be good, it'll be busy.
Nice. Do you have any specific events that you yourself are envisioning or excited about or planning for?
Actually, the miniature golf thing sounds like a lot of fun.
You have to tell us what that is.
Apparently, we're going to be setting up an 18-hole miniature golf course through the library.
Oh, very fun.
And that'll be an evening event.
There'll be hors d'oeuvres.
A couple of little hors d'oeuvre stations and drink stations too. So yeah, it'll be fun for adults and children.
That sounds great. Well, Chef Matt, thank you so much for being a part.
Well, thank you.
Cooking all of these wings and getting everything set
Certainly.
up. Appreciate it.
Thank you.